Here is Austin, and today I want to talk about the Great Depression. The Great Depression is usually known as the worst economic downturn, and it starts because the stock markets crashed, and it's lasting from 1929 to 1939 for 10 years. And during this period, there's 15 million Americans who are unemployed, and nearly half of the country's banks had failed. There are two important presidents involved in this event. First, Herbert Hoover. We can see these numbers on the screen. It shows the budget deficit each year for Hoover. So, first, the Hoover increased the federal budget from 3.1 billion in 1929, the year he took in office, and the Great Depression began, to 4.7 billion in 1932, his last 4 years in office, and 4.6 billion in 1933, the year he left office. Which means Hoover basically increased spending from 3.4% of GDP to 8%, and increasing spending even as the economic shrank and deflation occurred. Hoover is not a budget cutter. He can only think about make a budget, but he cannot cover it. So that's why during these 4 years, Americans' economics actually the hole is getting bigger and bigger. And next president is Franklin D. Roosevelt. As we can see on the picture, there's also a budget deficit for Roosevelt. You can see that government spending rose under Roosevelt from 4,598 million in 1933, the year he took in office, and to 8.3 billion in 1936, before the temporarily falling slightly to 7.6 billion in 1937. He ran a budget deficit every single year of his administration, and spending was much higher in 1931 when the Liberals claimed that federal spending and budget balancing dictated the Great Depression. That is when he took office. So the budget deficit is increasing in 1937 is because, firstly, there is increased reverse requirements for banks, which limits the availability of credit needed by business to expand. Second, tax increases in general. And third, undisrupted profit tax and encouraged companies to pay out hefty dividends before it went into effect, while reducing investment and protective capital thereafter. Artificially pumped up the economy in 1936, and then depressing it began in 1937. There is one more group I want to mention during the Great Depression. It's women. The number of employed women in the United States rose 24% from 10.5 million to 13 million, and there is 22% decline in marriage rates between 1929 and 1979. It's interesting that women as a group, the employed wage is actually not that much affected during the depression, mostly as men lost their jobs. Thank you.